I have with me, my guest today is Starlet Quarles. She's the president of Urban X Marketing and radio host of The Dialogue.
The Dialogue.
Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for inviting me.
I totally appreciate it.
I appreciate you inviting me.
If black people were a moral people, would they be affected by prisons and jails and so-called racism?
What do you mean by, I think we are moral people? What do you mean? I just think the church hasn't done its job.
But you don't need the church to be a moral person. You're like already moral because you have good parents who are moral parents and they're setting that example for you. And so it demonstrates that the parents are no good. The fathers and mothers are immoral people and they're setting their, by example, setting that up for their children. And so when you go off to church, it's the responsibility of the preacher to correct that by telling the people you need to turn back to God.
I don't think that the parents are immoral. Yes, and I do believe that it starts in the home.
Yeah.
Just as wealth, the lessons of wealth and money are taught in the home. What I think is that my generation have strayed away from the church because of what we've seen in terms of just the hypocrisy, in terms of people not being Christ-like. I think I would consider my generation more spiritual, but there's still peer pressure, there's still a media influence. I mean, you can be a great parent at home and your kids still, because of peer pressure, go out and do something, or because of the music that they hear.
But if they were moral people, they would not be having children out of wedlock.
That's not necessarily true.
No, moral people don't have out of wedlock children. And so,
I disagree.
And the mothers would not be passing their anger down to their children.
I don't think mothers are passing down their anger.
No, they are. The kid, the anger that you see.
I'm not saying that there aren't isolated instances.
No, but majority of them are doing that.
But generalizing black women, I don't think they pass down their anger to their children.
The fathers are not there, you agree, right?
I do agree that some fathers
so
are not in the
So
home.
the anger has to be coming from the mothers if the fathers are not there.
Not necessarily. It could be coming from school. It could be coming from...
Well, that's an add on to, because their mothers and grandmothers have set them up. Black mothers and grandmothers, not all, are mean people. They have no patience, they have no love, they're imposing, and they traumatize their children by being that way.
I don't think that black women are mean people. I think that we have to be able to be...
You lucked out because you had a father. We're
disciplinarians.
You lucked out because you had a father. Your father protected you from your mother. So you don't know how black mothers can be.
That's not true. My mother was the one who primarily raised us. My father was an excellent provider. I mean, he was an entrepreneur. So in terms of my everyday lifestyle, my mother was a very integral part in terms of my...
Right, but your father protected you from her anger, right?
No, why do you need to protect her? If I was wrong, then she had the right to be mad at me. Why should she have to protect? If I'm doing wrong and my mother disciplined me, then why should he protect her from disciplining me?
Because
he wasn't abused.
It's the father's responsibility to stand between the mother and children.
You act like black women can't be angry. Why can't we show anger?
Because anger is of your father, the devil. It's not good. There's no love in anger, and anger separates you from God. And so when you discipline your children, you discipline them with the nature of your father, the devil, who is lack love. No one who has anger has love.
I disagree. I believe that, yes, because I love a whole lot of people and I get angry sometimes. I'm human.
But then you don't love them with real love. You love them with the love, that fallen state of love.
I disagree. Yeah. I believe that you can still be angry and still be able to have the capacity to love somebody.
So then why are so many black children coming out of these homes angry at their mothers and grandmothers?
I don't know that all black children are coming
out
of their homes.
Not all, but most.
So what are you defining as anger? How do you know that they're angry? What are they doing to display their anger?
They're acting just like their parents. They lack patience. They are joining gangs and doing drugs, and they don't respect the elderly anymore. They are ending up in jails and prisons around the country. They are attacking white Americans. They have no patience.
Not all black children are
They're attacking other blacks, and that's coming from the home, from the mother.
But that's coming from their socioeconomics. That's not necessarily coming from the home. I'm sure there are some good mothers at home.
There are some.
There's a lot of good black mothers at home.
Where are they?
What are you talking about? They're down the street. They're around the corner. Where you been?
I would like to do a town hall meeting with these good black mothers that don't have anger and have their children here. I guarantee you.
So if a mother didn't have anger and their child did something that was wrong, or what would you prefer she do?
She would be able to discipline them with real love, which would not traumatize them. She would be
So you
able
must
to.
have been, did you get whippings growing up?
I did.
Okay. Did that stop you from doing certain things? I'm not saying beatings.
No, I'm not.
But
I'm
even
not
the
saying
Bible
that they
says spare the
shouldn't.
rod. You're not
Right,
supposed to spare
but
the
you
rod.
have to have the right spirit, and most black mothers today don't have the right spirit.
That's not true.
Yeah,
where,
they're angry.
where are you getting your information from? How do you know about all black women's spirit?
Well, I didn't say all. You keep throwing in all.
But you're generalizing.
Most-
You're saying
most-
black women.
Most, not all, not all, not all, but
Okay,
most.
okay.
Are you married?
Nope,
Have you ever been married?
I have not.
Do you want to be married?
I used to.
Do you want to now?
I want to be in a long-term relationship.
Does that mean include marriage?
That doesn't
marriage?
necessarily include marriage.
So you want to be with a man, but not married to him?
It depends on his concept of marriage. I'm a rarity, and I realize that I'm a rarity in terms of coming from a two-parent household and understanding and seeing the value. So I look for implants from some country town where they know the value of families.
Would you change your title?
If I got married, I would become the wife.
Right, and would you stay home?
No,
You would not stay home.
no.
You would let your kids suffer?
I wouldn't have any kids. I don't have any kids.
Would you have kids if you got married?
No,
You would not.
no.
Well, there's no need to get married then.
You asked me the question. I told
Right.
you I didn't want to get married
So
at the
you
beginning.
You don't want kids?
I'm not right now, no.
Is someone dated? Have you ever dated?
Don't I look like I've dated? Yes, I'm none.
I'm sorry?
I'm not a nun. Of course I've dated.
And so are you a difficult person
No,
to
I'm
date?
not a difficult person. No, I don't think I'm difficult at all.
You're not a
I
difficult.
think I bring a lot of value to the table.
With the men who have dated you, think that you're difficult?
No, I think some of the men who date independent, successful.
there that word.
Wait.
There's that word.
Wait a second.
Whenever a woman says independent, that means she's difficult.
I'm not difficult. You didn't let me finish the question.
Go ahead.
And so you already have a perception of what it means
That
to be
when a woman says I'm
independent.
independent and strong,
Trust
strong
me,
is
I
another
am
word.
looking for the Clyde to my Bonnie. I believe in the power couple. That's all I've seen my entire life. But it depends on how he sees my role as a wife. If he sees me as a domestic goddess, then yeah, we're going to have a problem because that's not who I am. You didn't when you met me at the age that I am. I wasn't that. So if he has kids, great. I don't mind being the stepmom, but I'm not looking to give birth now. I mean,
That's
that doesn't mean that
amazing.
I don't.
Do your father know you think this way?
Of course he knows I think that
He
way.
does know this?
Of course he knows.
And is he disappointed?
Of course. I mean, he wants to extend his legacy, but he
Yeah,
has two
so
other
does
kids.
he regret sending you to school because the school messed you up like this?
No, the school did not mess me up.
Who messed you up like this?
First of all, I don't think I messed up. First of all, but I think that I've had men who've. You let me finish my question.
Oh, yeah.
So I look for my Jay-Z, and I'm just using that figuratively.
Jay-Z.
Wait a second. Whoa. Slow your roll.
Not a good
okay,
example.
okay, I'm just talking about in terms of a power couple. Let me just
Oh,
say that.
okay.
You want me to say Michelle and Obama? I'm looking for
Uh-uh.
Obama. Okay. What's gonna make you feel warm and fuzzy? I'm trying to just make you
You
understand.
naming all the weak men.
They're not. Anyway, so no, I am looking for a partner, right? Because I believe marriage is
Another
a
bad
partnership.
word.
Wait a second. If you look at, as an adult, I went back and I saw and I'm not sitting here to proclaim to be a Bible scholar, but I reread, Proverbs on the virtuous woman, right? And isn't that supposed to be God's ideal couple? So
Yes.
she was an entrepreneur. I mean, was not a domestic goddess. She woke up, she took care of the breakfast, she got the kids ready for school, and the housekeeper took care of the kids and did the domestic stuff. She went in the back,
Oh,
she
Lord.
did her sewing, she went into the market and she sold it and she brought her home, the money back to her husband. He was a leader in the community. So she was not necessarily, the Bible doesn't depict the virtuous woman as a domestic goddess.
That's amazing what people do with the Bible. So let me
This
ask.
is how I read it.
So when you're like alone at night after you did your little power meetings and you went out,
Why is it power? It really was power. Why you gotta do it like that?
and you're alone at night,
I'm never alone at night. And I'm not saying that I'd always have somebody, but I don't necessarily have to have, I have a huge family. I am the second eldest of 80 first generation grandkids.
but you don't ever long for the love of a husband?
For a husband or for companionship are two different things.
But if it's not your husband, it's not real love. Do
That's
you
not
long for
necessarily
the
true.
husband, the love of a husband?
Do I long for the love of a husband? Not necessarily a husband, and I don't long for, a man. The Bible said he who finds, so I'm not looking for anything. I'm waiting for him to find me, the right man. I only need one.
So you would live with a man and you would do the whole sex thing and everything without being married to him?
I could do that.
You would do that.
I
But you're a
could.
Christian, how can you do that?
Just because I'm a Christian doesn't mean I don't. You think I'm going to hell because I cohabitate with somebody that I'm not married to? I don't.
Nobody goes against what God will, as his daughter, what He would want you to do.
He does talk
Why
about
would you
marriage.
disobey your father?
I'm not saying that I wouldn't, but I would be open.
But you already have your mind made up. That's what you're looking for. You want a man, but you don't want to marry him.
Wait, you're putting words into my mouth.
But you
What,
would.
tell me what I want. What I want.
You want a man that you don't have to marry, and you want the sex.
And I said I was
you want
open
everything.
to it. I said, but if his philosophy, if you're in alignment, if we equally yoked, and we're on the same page, and we have the same life philosophy as it relates to religion and business, and we complement each other, then yeah, you know what?
That's not a marriage.
That
That
is
would
still
never
marriage. A
make
marriage
for
is a
marriage.
partnership. I don't need for somebody to raise me. You know, I need for somebody to help sustain my family legacy and to help build it.